Welcome to the Ink Tincture. How can I be of service? Of course, sit wherever you'd like. Please do keep it down, though. Some of the books here are listening too. So what brings you to me today? Being a wizard, I'm all for long stories. Go on, please. Okay. You've been feeling off. Well, that isn't much to go on, but... I see. So, you believe your condition is the work of a curse? That be why you came here then? If you could enlighten me on just how off you've been as of late. Okay. Lethargic, light-headed, cloudy, sleepless. Nasty business curses are. But what exactly leads you to the conclusion that you've been cursed? Wait, what are you... My. A book. I'll take it that this is the source of your troubles then? And here I was just beginning to think that this was going to be a run-of-the-mill case of sorcerer curses unsuspecting victim. But this is far more interesting. Pardon my excitement. Do you mind if I... Thank you. Oof. Rather dusty. Leather bound. Quite old judging from the scent. I take it that you opened this and began reading without having it properly examined. Oh, no need to be embarrassed, friend. It's an all too common mistake. It is human nature to be inquisitive sometimes to our own detriment. Even I, from time to time, am tempted to pursue mysterious texts the moment I get my hands on them. This should serve as a reminder to us both, as why it is inadvisable. Hope you don't mind if I lock it up for a bit. Cases such as these, I do prefer a bit of privacy. Incautious. Done. Now let's have a little look-see, shall we? I'll start with the simple identify spell. I wouldn't dare open it just yet. Odd. Oh, no, it's just that... You see, under normal circumstances, I would simply be able to cast Identify upon an object to reveal its nature. But in this case, that appears to be a relatively fruitless endeavour. You're half correct. I wouldn't have performed a basic Identify divination incorrectly, so... Yes, as you said, whatever this book is, it appears to harbour significant power in the arcane. However, all hope is not lost. Although I am no cleric, I actually deal with curses quite often, revealing them and removing them. Even without knowing the character of the cursed object, a simple abjuration spell to remove said curse should do the trick. Granted that the curse afflicting you isn't ethereal or divine in nature. Well, first, I need you to be relaxed. In instances such as these, where I'm unaware of both the nature of the curse and the intricacies of the curse book, it's much easier for me if the subject, you, is at ease while I work. That's exactly right. So long as you don't mind, that is. Great. If you could just lean back and close your eyes. Good. I'll darken things up a bit, provide a more suitable environment for you to unwind. How do candles and incense sound? Alright. Our goal here is to reduce the stress the curse has placed on your body, or at least remove its effects from your focus. Now, focus on my voice. In a moment, I'll be asking more questions, some about the book, and some that are more broad, just to keep your mind occupied. Take your time and answer slowly. Don't push yourself. Let's get started. Adalabai. What is your name? Very good. You're already doing well. Your name. It's unique. A good name often makes for a renowned adventurer. Is that what you were doing when you found the book? Adventuring, exploring? I see. I could tell from the way you carried yourself, the moment you came through the door. Tell me, when was it you found this book? Good. 3 days ago. And this whole time, you've been dealing with its effects. Poor thing. And where did you find the book? In the attic of an abandoned home. What did this home look like? Large, regal. Did you notice anything odd about the building? Carvings, runes, anything? Nothing at all? Interesting. You're doing very well. Keep doing just as you are now. So, do you remember where this home was? The lower city, nearby the Basilisk Gate. That isn't too far from here. Now, when you picked up this book, when you opened it, do you remember what you... My apologies. I noticed you becoming somewhat distressed. How about we take a break from these questions and slow down for a moment? Take a deep breath. Focus on us. Breathe in and out. Keep going. Focus on your breaths, on my voice. Keep going. Focus on your breath and on my voice. Right now you are safe. No curse can harm you. You are completely and utterly secure. You are content. Do you feel it? The loosening of your muscles, your joints, your very essence. The weave, the threads that bind you to the arcane, flowing smoothly. Listen closely. Do you hear it? The beating of a heart, the sound of organized chaos, of complex simplicity, the beating of your heart. You are making wonderful progress. Each breath you take, each time you exhale, you're taking one step closer towards our goal. Are you ready to answer more questions? Good. Take one more deep breath and exhale. Now we will begin. I want to use a picture in your mind, in the darkness, the book as you found it today. Remember the texture of the leather, the coarseness of the dust of its cover, the sound of the wind passing through the attic as you discovered it. The door creaks as you enter the attic and look around. What do you see? What do you do next? The floorboards groan under your feet as you make your way inside. You look around and notice nothing out of the ordinary except a book. It lies amongst the debris of the dilapidated home, sitting as though it was neatly placed atop the rubble, sat there with care. And when you saw it without a second thought, you opened it and began to read. What is it that you read? You did not read. You merely gazed upon the text. Very peculiar. Describe to me, what did you see? Draconic script, but in no arrangement you've ever seen before. Enough. It feels as if my own magic is waning. You may stop now. I'm not too sure, but it seems to me that you just spoke a dead language. Yes, well, the real surprise is it isn't just any dead language. If my experience as a scholar is to be trusted, that was Netherese Loros, specifically a language that's been dead for over a millennium. Surely you've heard of the Netheril Empire, through folktales. An empire of magic. I have no idea what the words themselves mean, but yes, it's becoming increasingly likely that this curse is far less mundane than what we had previously predicted. Either way, I should probably attempt to remove it before we worry too much. Even if the script was a Netherese, it's not guaranteed the author also founded the curse. Keep your eyes closed and count to 3 with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Tilapslo. No, there's good news and there's bad news. Which would you like first? The good news is, we're now one step closer to finding the origin of this curse. The bad news, the only reason we're closer is because my attempt to remove your curse failed. I'm sorry. I know, but anyway, about that step closer. In my years of training as a scholar under my mother's watchful eye, I learned a great deal about Nether SA. There's one theory in particular that I can't help but dwell on. Some have postulated that an ancient Nether SA arcanist, though his name escapes me at the moment, may have been the one to create the spell we use today to dispel curses. Exactly. Counter spells that stop others from being cast are commonplace in today's age. They even fall under the same school abjuration. This, though, when I cast Remove Curse on you, it was different. Different in that it wasn't as though the book somehow prevented me from casting. No, my magic worked in that regard. I believe the curse simply ignored my attempt at removing it. If it is true that curse removal spells originate from Nether SA Spellmaker, it is possible, probable even, that someone of similar origin cursed this book and used their knowledge of the mechanics of curse removal to circumvent attempts at it, which means unfortunately, you appear to have been cursed by an ancient, powerful, and surely long dead arcanist. We won't be getting answers from them anytime soon. It is possible you may never rid yourself of this curse. Or, at least it would be, if I had nothing to say about it. Obviously I am no Mordenkainen, but I am still a capable wizard and scholar. And, if you would allow it, I would like to... Hello? You okay? You look a little unwell. The effect of the curse is worsening. How did you manage to ignore this for 3 days? Hey, grab my hand. Squeeze. I don't have many of these, but I can make more. It won't taste great. Just drink it for now, to ease the stress on your body. Okay. Oof. Looking a little better now. How often has this been happening? Once per day. With progression like that, I think it's best to stay here for the night. If you do, I'll have my familiar watch over you. If not, you can go home and return to me in the morning. It's your choice. It's settled then. I'll prepare a room for you shortly. In the meantime, though, we should formulate at least the beginnings of a plan. A course of action, let's say. Ideas? It just so happens I have a few. We'll start with this. Cloakwood. You heard correctly, cloakwood. Being a wizard, there is only so much I can do to keep you in good health, while we go about ridding you of your curse. However, I happen to know a collective of druids that inhabit the woods just south of here. With some clever convincing, and perhaps a favour or two, we just might be able to stabilise you for longer than my healing potions can. That is true. They may not be welcoming of unwanted visitors, but I believe it's our best chance of getting through this. You seem the capable sort. Surely you don't mind camping in the woods. Good. Once we can find a way to keep you maintained enough to be functional, we'll have to find a way to learn a bit more about the origins of your curse, without reading the book itself. At least in the literal sense. Then we can go about solving how to lift it. Well, as impossible as it may seem, I'm not one to leave an innocent person by the wayside. That and your dilemma does fascinate me quite a bit. For now, just lay your head back and rest. I'll let you know once I prepared your room for the night. Any more questions before I go? Payment? To be honest, it hadn't even crossed my mind. Tell you what. We can discuss payment after we remove your curse. To me, there are more important things than a few bits of shiny metal. Does that sound agreeable to you? Alright. Unless there's anything else, I'll be back as soon as I can. Shout for me if anything happens, and don't be afraid to nod off.